Okay, remember this module is just an intro to AI. So we're not actually going to dig into like how to use it better until the next module. I do just want to round this sucker out about bringing us back to that best practice. All right, so here's the SAMR model again. I got lost in the sauce here. Oh yeah, so SAMR model. I forgot I put into module 1. So if you didn't do module 1, brief refresher, skip forward like 15 seconds for those of you who went through module 1. SAMR model is a framework for self-reflection on how we use ed tech in the classroom. Substitution, augmentation, modification, redefinition. There's a whole video on it in module 1. You can go take a look at that and read that if you would like, or you can just read the infographic here. But it's all about how we are implementing tech. And it is really important that we are thinking about AI, blanked, AI through the SAMR lens, but also that's kind of incomplete because the SAMR model is more for instruction and impact on student learning than it is for like our own use. We have done some partnering with Gonzaga out of Spokane, and they have developed something called the PAL compass, stands for Purpose, Agency, and Learning, that I've really liked. They said we're allowed to share. They're still developing some things. They're gonna have like a new version of it, maybe towards the end of the month. But this is more about being reflective on your own use of AI. And what I love about this is it puts front and center that AI is not the solution for every single problem. There are very real consequences around using AI in terms of like resource consumption. Now, that being said, there's this great video from Hank Green about the amount of water that like AI queries actually use. The people like throwing things out like every time that you ask an AI something, you're just wasting 3 gallons of water or something. And that is just a logical fallacy and an incomplete argument. And it's like with everything else, the information around that is actually much more complicated. And really what that boils down to is like, we don't actually know, but it is significantly less than a lot of people tend to say it is. And actually, like our Christmas lights every year nationwide use quite a bit more energy than currently AI models are using, but they are getting a little bit more energy hungry. So that being said, if that is something that you're concerned about, and frankly we all should be at least be paying attention to that a little bit, this PAL compass can do a really nice job of like triggering some self-reflection for you and for your students, depending on the age, about when, why, and how we would be using AI tools. So having played around with that, those frontier AI models on the previous page, take a second to look at the SAMR model if you're unfamiliar with that, but really dig into and read that PAL compass there right down below, and think about one of those questions that really resonates with you. Could be under purpose, agency, or learning, but like the one that always really sticks with me is because like, it's the first one under purpose, which I don't know, maybe says something in and of itself, but am I choosing this because it serves my goal or because it's available? And I think that resonates with me because how many of our students are doing that? Right? They're just using ChatGPT to do their work because it's available. They haven't thought about the consequences. Now, that's a very broad brush to paint with. A lot of kids surprisingly are, but most of our students are not thinking about the consequences of using AI for their work, right? Because it's not their job. Well, it is their job, but they're not good at it. Their brains aren't developed to be thinking self-reflectively about that yet. You know, no surprise that a 12-year-old's a little impulsive. So they're motivated by other things. Take a second to look at these 2 frameworks and then pick one of these 3 questions. Do not feel the need to answer all 3. You can do it if you want, but just pick one of these questions to put in this, this discussion prompt here, and then you'll be done with this module.